Alright everybody, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video, more specifically Chucky, as always. But today I want to talk about the opposite side of what I was talking about the other day. So I mentioned that I think the Chucky buff, or the Chucky change is great, and it's actually a buff for a lot of good Chucky players. The ones who were relying on Scamper, this is definitely a hard nerf, and I think it needs to be stated. It's not me shitting on anyone who is very good at scampering, getting hits, doing it that way. Very good is probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. People who relied on that, I'm not demonizing them or anything like that, but this is definitely a nerf to them. That being said, there are a few things with these changes, including the add-ons, which is probably going to be the first thing we talk about, that I do want Behavior to address. Now, I don't know if Behavior watches my videos. I seriously doubt it, but if you do, hi, Behavior. I don't hate you, I promise. I just want to make this game a little bit better. That's all. I know all of my ideas aren't the great, but, you know, sometimes I have some good ones. Anyways, the biggest thing I wanted to even make this whole video for was Pile of Nails. Pile of Nails is arguably Chucky's worst add-on now. It basically does nothing. So they nerfed it from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. I don't know why they did this nerf. I don't think anyone was really running it, so why nerf it? But the other thing is what this add-on does is it basically gives you undetectable when you manually in hidey ho. It gives it to you for 3 seconds. Now the issue with this add-on, there's a lot of them. One, and the biggest thing, Chucky laughs very loudly when he ends hidey ho, so the survivors know. Two, you don't want to manually in your slice or your hidey ho that often because you want to slice and dice. Especially now with the changes, you want to use it for mobility if you can, but especially if you're in a chase. Now, suggestions to change it. I don't want to make this add-on completely ridiculous, because if they make it too much of an undetectable effect, then Chucky is basically undetectable the whole match. However, that's where my two ideas come into play. One of them I know everyone's going to hate, and the other one I actually kind of think would be very interesting. The first one I have is up the undetectable amount to 8 seconds. So when you in hidey ho mode, you have 8 seconds of undetectability. What this does is that it means there will be about a 4-second window of Chucky being or having a terror radius and his red stain within the time limit of the cooldown. But you sacrifice being able to slice and dice if you want to remain undetectable for most of the match. So you're just an M1 killer who's 110 movement speed the entire time. Some could see this as a very fun playstyle and a very different way to play, and I think that's what a lot of add-ons need to do, and I think this would kind of encourage that a little bit. It wouldn't get rid of slice and dicing completely, but it would mean that if you're bringing this add-on, you might be encouraged more to try and go for the full undetectable plays. And I would love to see that. I think it's a very different way to play Chucky, and I think it would encourage that a little bit. Also, when Chucky's undetectable, he's not completely unseen. And I'm working on a video for this for the guide. If Chucky is undetectable by any means, doesn't have to be his power necessarily, by any means, Insidious, Dragon's Grip, or not Dragon's Grip, Trail of Torment, Unforeseen, anything like that, he still does laugh intervally. I need to do the testing on the exact timings and the distance of it, but he does laugh, so you know he's nearby if you're listening. Now, that is an accessibility issue to a degree. The point is, though, there is a tell. So even if he was undetectable the entire match, you would still know he's nearby for the most part. My second idea to change this add-on, and people are going to hate this one, but hear me out. When you manually in hidey ho mode, you get a 5% speed boost for 5 seconds. You can put the pitchforks down. Let me explain. So just like I stated with the undetectable one, because of how the cooldown works, you would be sacrificing slice and dicing, which is almost a guaranteed hit if you know what you're doing most of the time, for being a 115 M1 killer who's short. That is basically all you're doing. You would just be Trapper without a power for the entire for 8 seconds or 5 seconds after you manually in hidey ho. But this would mean Chucky would have a way to play the loops he normally can't. And it might be a way to give the more advanced Chucky players an option for that. Do I think it would be good? No. Do I think it would be kind of annoying? Sometimes. Do I think they should actually do this? No, but it's just an idea I'm throwing out. Listen, I understand everyone hates them adding haste to everything, but I think a killer like Chucky, who's already slower than the other killers, it kind of makes sense to do it in some way, shape, or form while sacrificing his actual power. It's just my thoughts on it. You can comment and call me an idiot later. It's fine.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I have merch now. with Scamper Dead, we do have the Bartholomew Von Scamper mug, which was inspired by comments in my Twitch chat, also links below, that have basically become his own character. And I have the amazing artist Smurfy, whose links will also be below, to thank for this. And also, as well as the Chuck Spot t-shirt, I need to make this very clear. This is a legally distinct, not Chucky merch, okay? Don Mancini, please do not knock my door down. Please. Thank you. And in any case, if you would like to get any of this, and there will be more on the way, I have some other ones planned. The link to the website will be below. It's fourthwall.com. I know they're a little bit expensive, but all the money most of the money goes to me, and it's the easiest way you can support me apart from watching the videos and being a member and all that. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying if you want to support me and you want some funny merch, why not? In any case, I'll get back to the video, but have a good one, guys. Moving on, the hitboxes. Many people mention this to me, that his hitboxes are bad. Now, personally, I don't experience it too much. It does often happen. I think the biggest thing is going through doorways as Chucky is very infuriating. It's not just going through them necessarily, it's flicking into them. No matter how accurate or easily you try to flick into a doorway, you will often just hit the side of the door, even if you're not looking at it. There have been many times when I have swung at somebody and completely missed, even though the knife made contact with them. Same with slice and dice. There's a lot of times I'll just hit air for no reason. And this isn't just a Chucky-centric thing. Hitboxes in this game and collision in general need to be fixed. I'm not expecting them to roll out a patch where, yes, all the collision's fixed. I get it. Game development's hard. Game engines are hard to work with, especially in a game like Dead by Daylight. I completely understand that. Just putting it out there that it should be looked at not just for Chucky, but for Hillbilly, for Blight. I mean, we fixed Blight's collision, it seems like that. And I know some people call it a nerf because there's no more hug-teching, but for the most part, it's fixed Blight's collision and made him easier to play for people who weren't using the hug-techs, which I call an absolute win, in my opinion. Next is the turn rate. So many suggestions have been made to make it so when you scamper from a slice and dice, you get an increased turn rate, similar to Hillbilly after a low pro chain. I don't fully agree with this. I've made it clear that I do think Chucky should be able to turn a little bit more during the slice and dice animation, but not to the degree he used to. I don't think 180s are the answer. While I did find them fun, I can understand why they are extremely frustrating. But I would like it more integrated into the kit that he can, in some way, shape, or form, increase his turn rate to 120-ish degrees. So you can still get some of those cooler flicks, and people can't just hide around a 90-degree angle to kind of make you miss. Now, my suggestion has always been make mirror shards be an add-on that increases your turn rate at the end of slice and dice, something like that. I've also heard the suggestion to basically just make hard hats low pro for Chucky. I don't know how I would enjoy that, but who knows? Maybe it could be a thing you could do behavior. I'm not too sure on that. Last thing, and this is probably the most minor thing I'm going to mention in this entire video or ever for Chucky. Chucky's current achievement. So Chucky's current achievement is to hit somebody after scampering within 5 seconds. Now, before this change, this was very doable. You didn't really have to try. Most people got it. You had to do it 10 times, by the way. Now, with the new version of Chucky, this is not impossible, mind you. Not impossible, because window scampers still count. But doing it from a pallet is ridiculously hard if the survivors know what they're doing. And I'm not saying achievements need to be, like, super easy to get, but I don't think they should also be frustrating to get. A killer like Chucky, where that is extremely dependent on a scamper location in the first place to even get this, do it on a window and then land a slice and dice within a very short amount of time, 10 times, can be very, very strange. I also kind of want this achievement changed because, for those who don't know, DBD Stat Tracker basically takes the Steam achievements and uses that to stack or to track your stats. So if Chucky's achievement was just changed to Slice and Dice Hits, I don't even care if it's Slice and Dice Downs. As long as it's Slice and Dice something, I think it would be better for everyone, not just the achievement hunters, but also the people who like to track their stats. I think it just makes the killer more satisfying to play. Right now, his stat track is hits after scamper, which is why I play on Windows Store, for those who don't know, and I didn't really care if my stats were high, even though I can't track them, because having the most scamper hits is not a badge of honor. That was a badge of shame in the Chucky community, just saying. It's strange to me that this achievement hasn't been changed. Maybe it will on live. We'll see when it comes to live. This is one of those things where I'm pretty sure they can't change it on PTB, but they might change it on live. I do understand achievements are very difficult to change due to licensing agreements, I believe, with how Sony and Xbox work as far as all that goes. But changing them on Steam is like nothing, from what I understand. You can basically do whatever you want. In any case, that's pretty much it. Let me know if there's any other changes you guys want to the current Chucky, other than bringing Scamper back. I've heard a couple people say that. And I do want to add this at the end of the video. This is not a nerf. This is not a buff, technically speaking. This is a change. It doesn't have to be one or the other. This nerfs a specific play style of Chucky and buffs another one. It's fine. Trust me, guys, it's fine. The new Chucky is so good feeling that I cannot go back to live Chucky right now. I have tried, and it just doesn't feel good. In any case, I love y'all. Have a good one, and bye.
Subscribe, damn it. I'll be back. I always come back, and so should you, you moron.